Hi everyone, this is John Wen. Today is November 14, 2019. I will record this video to briefly talk about what has been done in past week. So here is again the progress charts. I mainly focus on two tasks in past week. The first one is the qualify exam. By last Friday, I've submitted my qualify survey that about 35 pages, and I also start to prepare the slides from last Friday. And the second task is to convert the PHP in DATAVIEW project to Java or JavaScript. So because we have trouble to hold that PHP now for the HTTPS setting. So let's go to the detail. So for the qualify exam, as I said, I wrap up the survey and submit by last Friday, November 8th. And currently I'm preparing the slides for oral presentation and based on the survey. And the orientation will happen on the November 21st. So here is the slides I'm preparing. But mostly right now I'm brainstorming and try to bring up a whole story about the survey I gonna present and try to make the skeleton right now. So it's still in progress, and hopefully by next Friday I will have a good preparation. And for the converting PHP file in Java and JavaScript version, and the first item is I work with Pi and fix the issue that not able to successfully read and download jar file from Dropbox to local. So that is in my local environment on DATAVIEW project. And this issue may be caused by my Java version was not Java 8. So this fix is via update get data function, and we use a Dropbox new SDK 3.1.1 and borrow the codes from there and to update the get data function, as well as we update the jar files in the build path of the project. We update the Jackson as well as the Dropbox SDK. And I also worked on debugging the issue that why when we hard-coded JSON file into the tree, into the program, it does not work because it's not triggered the function within the create tree in the sidebar. So let's take a look at the code. So if we are going to the init webbench.js, and we will see that there's a bunch of code to get the Dropbox item from Dropbox, and this is after the website has been rendered. So that means we have Ajax loading the data after that's ready, and we call this with a delay for 10,000 milliseconds, and then we call this function. But what I noticed that is when we are actually loading from the PHP file, this function will be called because I add several alerts, and this will show up in the website. But while I directly hard-coded the code into the program, these lines of code are not triggered. So that's what I'm trying to debug right now. And that's very interesting, and also it's very tricky to debug the JavaScript code in Eclipse as well as in Java platform. So I still work on this, and hopefully by next week we will have better progress. So for the next item, so this is the second item. For the last item is I prepare another function called the list folder to list all the folders and files on the specific repository from Dropbox. So this can potentially replace a PHP file which output a JSON file as input output. And because if we see from the program right now, I'm able to use so this is a test file that while I call the list folder with a specified repository, I can list out all the jar files or folders under this repository, and basically it's the same as what PHP file doing, and then PHP file will further parse the this content into a JSON format. So that's a work we will do later, and to parse it to JSON format and then feed into the DHX tree view API. So I think that's how it works, and so I think we are on a good track and still work in progress, but still have something else to do. So you can see the status right now. I think we have completed 35% of the total project, and for the qualified exam, I think we have completed 60%. So that is roughly the updates for my last week during the December 7th to November 7th to November 14th, 2019. So roughly this is all I will talk about last week. Thank you so much for your time, and hope you will enjoy this video. Until next time, happy coding.